Hey everybody, RiceyP coming back to you today. And today I'm coming at you on day 2 of Legion since the release. It's officially been 24 hours plus, so it's been 32 hours since the release. And yesterday was a good day. I can honestly say that the release probably has been one of the better, actually the best, besides the release of Overwatch that I can remember in any history of Blizzard Entertainment for any game. The servers were up on time. I got up at 2:50, got logged on at like 3:15, somewhere around there, and everything was smooth. There was zero lag issues. First time ever, zero lag issues. Was able to go in, complete things that I wanted to complete, do things I wanted to do, and kind of find my way of the way that I want to do things and not be dictated by other people. And, of course, it's a very looming concern that when you see these games for Blizzard, they attract very, very popular attention of DDOSers and hackers and the like. And everybody is concerned that that is going to happen. And you're paying for this game to actually buy the game to play it. And then on top of that, you're also paying per month for this game. So the problem with that is the fact that because you're double paying for this game, you really do feel entitled that when these launch and they release to the public, you should be able to play this game in peace. Blizzard has more than enough money to be able to combat these DDoS attacks, to combat hacking, to combat things like that. They just have to actually sit down, put something together, and do it. And as you can see, I'm actually coming to you from inside my order hall here on the floating aisle. Wandering aisle is what it's called for monks. And I just kind of wanted to give a recap about day 1. It was good. As you can see here, I'm rested, but I got to level 103. And I'm fine with that. I don't need to be level 110 on the first day. I mean, before I used to push to be able to do that so I could be the first one in PvP and to do this and do that. But the older that I'm getting, the more comfortable I am with the slow pace, and this game is not going to go anywhere. And if anything, all that's going to happen is I'm going to be sitting around for weeks and weeks and weeks, if not months and months and months, and bored, because there's nothing to do, or I feel there's nothing to do. So, I got on the forums today, and I do check the news and things like that. It's almost time for actually me to do all the show notes to get the news together for the podcast. And I happened to go on to MMO Champion, to where I found this. Smoothest launch event ever. Shout out to our amazing server engineers and the other folks who have helped to make this launch a success. A lot of them worked tirelessly through long and stressful nights to make sure that this went smooth. Typically, live in the background of our day-to-day activities here, but I've never seen such an awesome launch since I started playing WoW, so praise is deserved. Another shout out to all the testers who have tirelessly supplied their feedback and notes on bugs, issues, crashes, and the cover of course on alpha and beta. You guys helped create this experience as well, and we couldn't have done it without you. Blizzard has amazing teams, and it's been awesome seeing us all come together to pull this off. So, that kind of resonates the confidence that they're now beginning to gain, and it shows you what can be possible in these games. Now, the most important part about this, I suppose to say, is we had 19 to 20 hours uninterrupted to play this game on a launch day. That has never happened Usually there is a lot of lag issues. Usually servers go down, world servers or other servers, because of just overpopulation and the servers can't handle it. Or recently, in the last few years, it's been because of jerks who want to DDoS Blizzard. Now, I will say the DDoSing did happen late last night. If any of you were not online, if you played early like me, I was up from 2:30, 2:50, 3 o'clock, and I went to bed at 1:32. So I was almost up for 24 hours. Played the game on and off all day long. I got plenty of things done that I wanted to do. So, I mean, it was not a big deal to me to be able to do that. I kind of had put the time aside, and I made my mind up that that's what I wanted to do. So, I'm going to touch back a little bit. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a blog. And it's going to be a blog about DDoSing and about what to clear some things up with people. Because, honestly, I myself don't even know 100% about every little minute detail about what DDoSing is, how to prevent it, and if Blizzard is in the wrong here. But, like I said, Blizzard got 20 hours, give or take, of completely uninterrupted, and we don't know to put the credit to Blizzard on that, if it was their teams who were working hard to stop and prevent the DDoSing from happening, not allowing it, and they just finally got through, or if they were just being lazy and they wanted to wait. Instead of, it would have had a greater impact to actually happen in the morning when it happened, but who really knows? And I haven't heard anything coming out of EU about their launch to say that maybe that their launch was, good, better, best, about with a lot of attacks, no attacks, anything like that. As far as I know, theirs is as smooth as ours was. So, that's kind of the state of WoW in Day 2. We had some DDoS attacks. I found a lot of bugs. I did find a very, very crappy bug to where if you guys play Windwalker or you play Mistweaver and you get your quest to go up here and do your second weapon. This is actually what the quest turn is for this dude. Or actually it's not the turn in, but he sends you over here, right here, the Wanderer's Companion, for Brewmaster, to Tac. Okay, well, if you go talk to Tac, make sure that you're in Brewmaster spec, because I was not and forgot to change. And what happens when you fly on Tac and you go to TN Monastery, you fly just outside the turtle and it drops you. Tac completely drops you. I guess because you're not the right spec and you cannot enter that instance. I was hoping maybe I could go do it as a Mistweaver and then pick my weapon up on the way. That's apparently not a possible thing. So, yeah, it drops you outside of the turtle. Actually dropped me right out here on the side in the water. I had to climb up on the shell on the outside, and I could not hearth. I could not use my locket that takes me to Old Dalaran. I could not use a wormhole generator. I could not use Zen Pilgrimage. None of my Hearthstones, as you can see, I have plenty of ways of travel here. None of them worked. You were basically stuck, and I was afraid to log out because I knew if I logged out, I wasn't logging back in, and it was going to cause such a problem. I submitted the bug report, and then I also submitted a ticket too, but by the time that I logged over to another character, and I let this character kind of chill, submitted the ticket, and then just, for poops and giggles, I went back over and tried to log back in. Upon logging in, it then did drop me a TN Monastery from the sky. It didn't kill me. I ended up where I was supposed to be, but wanted to let everybody know about that. So it may be the same for every spec. Make sure that you're in the correct spec when you're going off to do your weapons. If you're trying to get your second, or you can't get a third, you can get a second. But yeah, so other than that, just to recap the first day, I did a lot of work on my weapon. And as you can see, I have, 4, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 points. And then, well, that'd be 12 with this. I'm running this one, the archived Record of Will. and the Hydra Shell Wield. And this one was better than the one that I had down here. I had one for Spirit Tether. It was okay, but it wasn't anything. This one is much better because it increases the damage absorbed by Life Cocoon. So, just to kind of give you a rundown on the choice for paths that I choosing for pathing. You have to start here, obviously. Shayloon's Gift's the very first one you get. Then I chose to go over here to get Soothing Remedies. Increases my Soothing Mist by 13%. And then I went over here to Shroud of Mist. Reduces all damage taken by or while casting your Soothing Mist by 10%. Huge in PvP, in my opinion, because your Soothing Mist automatically will proc, and if you have the correct talent, which is, let's see if I can open both at the same time. Ooh, I can. If you've got Mist Wrap, it increases your enveloping mist duration, but you also can channel Soothing Mist while moving. Huge. So, we went that route. We went ahead and filled that up, and we went over here to Infusion of Life 1. And the reason why I did that is after looking at the entire talent tree here, the best things that I can see are going to be on this side here for PvP. This is huge, the center one. The Mist of Shayloon. I am 3 from getting it. I need 2 more here, and then I can put 1 here. And that's just the active link that you need. You have to fill 1 out before you go to the next. So I went ahead and I got Mist of Wisdom, obviously because you had to. Increases all healing done by 3%. Fantastic. Soothing Remedies. This is one of the ones I have up here. And it gives me +1, so I actually have 4 of 4. So passive increases healing done by Soothing Mist by 13%. Great. Fantastic. And then I went to Shroud of Mist. It reduces all damage taken by you by 10% while you're channeling Soothing Mist. Then I originally went up here for Dancing Mist. Renewing Mist has a 10% chance to immediately spread to an additional target when it's initially cast or traveling to a new target. This is very important in PvP, especially in Arena, and it does help in Battlegrounds too, because this is a free heal that goes out. You don't have to worry about something to click and cast or anything like that. Every free heal you can get is a good heal. I will say that, even if it's just Renewing Mist. It still puts a hot on somebody, and a hot could save somebody's life. Then I actually chose, instead of going back up here, to Coalescing Mist, increase the healing done by a fuse, which that's huge. I will not say that that is not huge, because Infuse is one of the ones, Effuse, sorry, is one of the spells that you use the most. And you use that because that's your huge heal. That's your big one. After you toss out usually Enveloping Mist on something, you will fuse it a few times. I actually chose to go to Infusion of Life, and it increases healing done by Vivify for 5%. And I didn't do this just for Vivify. I want to state that right now. The purpose I did, Vivify is good. I mean, Vivify is a very good spell. It heals you and 2 other players, or whoever the target is, I should say. Heals the target and 2 other players for 37,000, which that's pretty big. I mean, that's actually a pretty large heal. Because let's look at our fuse here. Our fuse 25. So actually, currently my Vivify is stronger than my Effuse, although I get a better bonus off the Effuse if I use my Thunder Focus Tea. So my whole point for this was I need to get 2 more to rank it out, and then we're going to go here. Your healing spells have a chance to awaken Shayloon, increasing your healing over time by 20% for 10 seconds. When this effect ends, Shayloon releases a wave of mist that heals all allies within 15 yards for 25k. This ability is huge, especially in PvP. This is huge in PvE if you're running dungeons too. Now, everything's kind of going hand in hand now. You don't have specific PvP gear, so you need to run dungeons to get gear and do the questing and things like that, and possibly raiding too. So the most important part to remember about that is any gear that you have is going to work. The difference between your basic grade A greens that you could be wearing and people who are in full mythic raiding gear is only 5%. there is only a 5% talent-based gate between the lowest of the low and the highest of the high. So that's why it is so very important that you're picking these correctly, or you're going to eventually get all of them. All of them will be gotten. So right now I wanted to make sure I'm taking a path that's going to be able to help me get the most out of my spec and how I play this class while I can. So after I get the 2 in here and I put 1 here, I don't know where I'm going to go. Channeling Essence Font for its full duration increases your movement speed for 3. Not anything I'm really looking forward to there. Increases Healing Mist done, or healing done by Enveloping Mist by 3. I think this is where I'm going to go next, because the biggest spell that I throw out in PvP, or in PvE, is Enveloping Mist. It is the linchpin to every heal that you have as a Mistweaver. And the reason why I say that is because when you have Enveloping Mist on a target, Enveloping Mist wraps the target in Healing Mist, healing for 171,216 over 7 seconds, and increases the healing received. Increases healing received from your other spells by 40%. So when you have Enveloping Mist on a target, every single spell that you throw is 40% more effective. It is hands down the linchpin. It is how you heal as a Mistweaver. Enveloping Mist. So any way that you're able to get on there and bump that up and do that, it'd be great. These 2 maybe later for Essence Font. I mean, I really can't see myself putting 4 points into that when I could put Spirit Tether either. The good thing is I have this ability right here, and this puts me over here. So I actually do have increased damage from this, but it also allows me to get to this talent after this is maxed, and to this talent without having to go into here or here or here. So you can kind of see how it's working there. But yeah, so this is kind of the way it looks right now. This is kind of my pathing that I'm choosing to go. I'm not saying this is the correct path for you. For me, this works. For me, I understand it. For me, this is going to work how it works. So, also, as you can tell, I went ahead and I transmogged my staff because I just found it ugly. I like this staff much better. It goes with my transmog. And you can transmog your items. As you can see, I'm wearing it currently right now. Thank you, Blizzard, for that, by the way. Thank you, because not always do you find something that's beautiful that you want to keep. And I think I might actually keep this the entire expansion. Unless for some reason I unlock one that I like a lot better, which would make me change my transmog, because this goes with the shoulders and everything. So, but there you go. There's your wrap-up after day 1. There's my thoughts. I spent a lot of time going around yesterday getting artifact power, specifically, and for some reason I can't zoom out of that, but that's fine. I ran around, I got all the fight pass, I even got some in Suramar. Got cleared 1 zone completely out of all the treasures. Have a few zones left, obviously. Almost 2 zones are completely clear. And I'm up to 12 points with the 2 dealies, so I'm really up to 10 points. I think there's about 4 more points that you can get this week, and then it kind of levels out after that, at least up to the deal. But I'm not worried about getting the Wanderer. I'm not worried about putting points into the Wanderer, being a tank. I want to have it just to have it. But I'm committing everything that I have to Mistweaver. So it's all chips in, everything's on the table. If you guys have any questions, feel free to send an email to victorsanctum@gmail.com, or you can tweet us at victorsanctum. If you liked the video, give it a like, give it a thumbs up, share it. Let me know how you guys feel. Feel free to comment. And I will be back at you another time yet again in the future, so we can discuss more ways of Legion and what else is going on. So until that time, guys, have a good one.